Hello everyone, Silently here and welcome back to another second channel video. Today I have a little farm fix update for you, and this has to do with the Phantom Farm Trident Killer. As you guys probably know by now, all of the old Trident Killer designs are completely broken, so we got to go back through and update everything, and this is the final farm of mine that needs a new Trident Killer. This one is specifically designed for Phantoms, and it's different than all of the other Trident Killers that I've shown to date. So as you can see, we can summon in some Phantoms just using a command block because I'm a lazy person, and all those guys get grinded up into their respective bits. They drop all of the Phantom membranes into the chest, and of course you can pick up all the experience through the glass. It honestly works pretty well. It wasn't a super difficult thing to design, however it is a little bit more convoluted to use than a standard Trident Killer. So let's walk through exactly how you use this thing, and then I'll show you how to build this onto your existing Phantom farm. So this right here is going to be the default state of your new Phantom Trident Killer. We have all of the tridents up there by the anvils, and what we're going to do is we're going to flick this lever to block off any Phantoms from going into our kill area. What you can now do is go back through to the overworld and AFK at your farm, and then we'll get ourselves a few Phantoms into this kill chamber. I say a few, it's more like hundreds because the Phantom farm is totally insane. Now, because we don't deserve nice things on the Bedrock edition, all of those tridents are actually going to fall down onto your hoppers as soon as you unload these chunks. So what we need to do is we need to come over here to this side, and we need to break this block and just throw in like 2 tridents. Throw in 1 trident at either of the anvils right there. Place back the block, and now what we can do is retract that lever. You should see the tridents from before just be stuck there in the magma blocks. Flick the lever a couple more times and those guys will fall down onto your hoppers perfectly fine. Anyway, now we are ready to actually turn on the Trident Killer and grind up all of those Phantoms. As you can see, it works just fine. In order to get those tridents back and reuse them, simply wait for all of your Phantoms to die, flick that lever, and then just walk into the nether portal and pick up your tridents. I am currently in creative, so I would have gone to the overworld, but yeah, basically just walk in there, pick them up, and now you can reuse those tridents for another round. As soon as all of your guys are dead, you need to flick that lever, and then you can go back to the overworld and do another AFK session. Like I said, it's a little bit convoluted simply because the tridents fall down once you relog or unload the chunks, but overall, it's a pretty simple thing, and I don't think it's going to be too painful to use in your worlds. So let's hop into the tutorial, shall we? This right here is the original Trident Killer that I included in the tutorial, and as you can see, it's just a pretty basic one using the old mechanics. We're going to go ahead and remove all of the redstone from above. You don't need any of this anymore. None of this is at all relevant, sadly, and none of it's going to do you any good. Go ahead and pick up all of your thousands of tridents that you threw in there, and we're going to go ahead and tear down this upper layer as well. So we're going to start building right above the nether portal with a couple of magma blocks, and that is going to be like the beginnings of our kill chamber. You're also going to need a fair bit of room above your nether portal. As you can see, I knocked out the ceiling right here because, again, mobs love to glitch through blocks, so we're going to have a lot of filler blocks in here just to suffocate them and prevent any Phantoms from escaping. So right here behind your magma blocks, you want 2 dispensers. These are going to be filled with snowballs to launch the Phantoms out of the anvils, because we will use anvils to actually line up the tridents, and sometimes the Phantoms can glitch in there. Regardless, you want a piece of redstone right here in front of this observer with a lever on it, just so that you can power both of those dispensers. And now we're going to completely surround all of that in a layer of solid blocks. So now that we have the basics of this kill chamber in place, we need to get some pistons in place to actually push around these Phantoms. You want 2 facing directly downwards right there, and then you want a wall of 4 pistons facing forwards right there as well. Again, these 2 are going to be the ones that stop your Phantoms from going into your kill chamber. And this right here is technically your kill chamber. That's where all of your Phantoms are going to be dying. these top ones will be pushing the phantoms downwards so that these two can push them into the tridents and then hopefully kill the phantoms. And again, because we're using anvils, sometimes the phantoms can glitch into the anvils, but that's what we got our snowball dispensers for. So now we need to spam some blocks around the area to contain all of those phantoms. You can have a glass block at both of these layers right here on either side, and then you need 3 solid blocks on either side in these locations like so. You want 2 solid blocks right here behind those pistons, and another 2 solid blocks right there as well, and cover that with 4 pieces of redstone dust. And actually, you don't need that one, only 3 pieces of redstone. So now we need to go ahead and fill in those 2 blocks on either side, and go ahead and make yourself a 3x4 platform of solid blocks and make that 2 blocks tall. Again, that is to prevent your phantoms from glitching out. The phantoms can escape through impossible means. They seriously are a menace. So yeah, there is that. I believe we're good. If you are building in an open area unlike me, then just spam a whole bunch more blocks around here, because again, those phantoms are pretty tricky. So now that we have a giant mess of blocks, we need to go ahead and install the redstone. You want 1 observer facing downwards right there with a block above it, and then you want another observer facing upwards right there, and then a upwards facing sticky piston. I probably built that in reverse, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. Just go ahead and place a lever on that, and now your thing is good to go. You should see your 2 upper sets of pistons moving back and forth in unison. They might not be in unison for you, but honestly, it's perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. It'll kill the phantoms either way. And now the final thing to do is we need to go up here and just break this block right above the glass and at the layer of the anvils, and simply throw 2 tridents at either of the anvils, and that'll be perfectly fine. So now you can follow these steps from the beginning of the video on how to use this trident killer, and it'll work just fine for you. Now, a couple of things that I do want to talk about with this particular design is that it does actually appear to work for standard mobs, as you can see, which is pretty convenient. That is kind of just like a coincidence there. And the reason why I'm using anvils is because I needed something that would actually hold the tridents like mid-air and allow the phantoms to get hit by it. And pretty much anvils is the only thing with the correct hitbox for that specific use case. So as you can see, when you push these things, you actually get the trident sounds. However, the tridents don't fall down until you relog. It's really unfortunate that they fall when you relog. However, it is about the best that we can get for this very niche case of a phantom trident killer. I forgot the iron door. Don't forget the iron door. So go around your nether portal, make sure that that lever for these snowball dispensers is off. Remove these 2 pieces of glass, stand right here, place the door, and then you want this lever to be powered for that to be technically closed. Whenever you unflick that lever, the door will open, and then you can walk into the nether portal to pick up your fallen tridents. So as always, as you guys know, I'm very thorough in my testing. I tried a bunch of different combinations before coming up with this design right here, and these are all of the main blocks that are thinner than an actual full block. So a full block, of course, is 16 pixels wide. A honey block is 14. Anvils and stone cutters are 12. These ones are less than 12, and so are those ones. So unfortunately, only the anvils and stone cutters have the correct hitbox of 12 pixels wide, or basically just like a 2 pixel gap on this side, that allows the trident to ledge right there on that little ledge, and then actually be like able to damage mobs and also not fall down. I feel like if we had a 3 pixel gap right there, it might not fall down when you relog, but I don't think there's a block of that size, unfortunately. So yes, you can technically use 2 stone cutters in your trident killer instead of using 2 anvils. However, the phantoms glitch in between these things and get stuck in them way more often. It is not worth your time. Simply use the 2 anvils and you'll have a pretty nice Phantom Farm experience. And that's gonna do it for this little second channel update tutorial. Hopefully you have all enjoyed, and hopefully you enjoy the main Phantom Farm. If you did enjoy this tutorial, I guess leave a like. I don't know if it really does anything for the second channel, but I'm supposed to tell you to do that anyway. And also subscribe to the second channel so you don't miss future update videos and other live stream content and just various additional content in general. And I'll see you all down in the comment section and in the next one. Thank you for watching. And then there was silence.